Grant Williams, come on, bro. What are you doing? Why are you talking trash to Jimmy Butler in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals on your home floor, knowing damn well if you lose that game, you're going back to Miami, and Miami hasn't lost at home all postseason? What are you doing? Let alone, why is he on the floor? Exactly, Joe Mazzulla. You're going to have to explain that to me. And not only why is he on the floor, why is he playing one-on-one defense against Jimmy Butler? Why are the Heat able to run a simple pick and roll / pick and pop where Bam comes up and screens for Jimmy and he just immediately gets the switch he wants? Immediately gets the switch onto Grant Williams. Like, how do you let that happen as a coach? And how do you think that's the answer? It's obviously not the answer. Bro cooked him. You had to bench him. And not only are you going to let that Grant Williams switch happen, but you're not going to double team it when it happens. Like, what did you think was going to happen? Jimmy got to his spot every single time. He took a fadeaway, like 15-foot jump shot, or a pull-up, or got an and one every single time. And I feel like he missed one shot maybe down the stretch. And it was that little turnaround shot clock winding down in the corner over, I think it was Malcolm Brogdon. I mean, the game was in the Celtics' hands, bro. They were up 96-87, and Grant Williams decided to say something on a wide open three to Jimmy Butler, and that was the game. Seriously, that was the game. They had it. That was theirs to win. They had to win this game, too. I don't know how Grant Williams gets any more playing time for the rest of the playoffs, honestly. After that, I mean, he straight up lost them that game. That was theirs to win. And I mean, at this point, Michael Jordan has to take a paternity test or something, bro. Jimmy has to be his son. There's no way. He played Grant Williams off the damn floor today. I understand Grant Williams is not the peak of Celtics basketball, and sometimes he falls out of the rotation. But Grant Williams decided to talk shit on one wide open three-pointer, and it was over. It was over. How does that happen? How do you let that happen? Seriously, I don't understand. How are you the Celtics? How are you Joe Mazzulla and you just keep watching Grant Williams die out there? He's getting murdered down the stretch. Now, let's not ignore the late game heroics from Gabe Vincent, who tried to throw the game when he fouled Jason Tatum on a three-pointer, but then he went back and hit a step-back two-pointer in his face, which was ridiculous. And Caleb Martin also had an amazing game. He was 11 for 16 from the floor with 25 points, and Duncan Robinson gave them 15 points off the bench with 3 threes. And those were timely threes, too. They were the threes that got them back into this game. And if you're the Celtics now, right, it doesn't look good. You're going into Miami. They haven't lost the whole postseason there. But I feel like the solutions you're searching for and the problems you have are not very hard to grasp. Throw a double team at Jimmy and force other people to beat you. Don't play Grant Williams down the stretch. Like, these are just normal things you should have been doing from the jump that I don't understand why Joe Mazzulla isn't doing now, even after he's learned his lesson twice. I mean, he should have learned his lesson from game 1. Seriously, what was there not to learn? And Bam didn't even have a particularly great game. He had 22 points, yes, and 16 rebounds, but he shot 7 for 17 from the floor. And as a big man, and as Bam Adebayo, when most of your shots are coming within and around the paint, 7 for 17 isn't a great shooting night. And Kevin Love had a solid 0 points today. So you didn't even have to deal with Kevin Love threes today. You just had to deal with Caleb Martin and Gabe Vincent down the stretch. And then after that, all you had to do was double Jimmy. That's all you had to do. And you couldn't even do that. And yes, the Celtics had a very bad shooting night from 3 outside of Derek White. Jason Tatum shot 3 for 10. Al Horford was 0 for 3. Marcus Smart was 1 for 3. Jaylen Brown was 1 for 7. Jaylen Brown had 16 points tonight on 7 for 23 shooting. He just has to be better. He won't get the level of criticism Jason Tatum ended up getting in that last series, but he deserves some criticism for losing this game. And it's not like Jason Tatum had a particularly great game either. I mean, he had 34 points, right? And that sounds great and all, but he shot 3 for 10 from 3 and 10 for 20 from the floor. And it looks very dangerous for the Celtics right now. Very dangerous, because you just lost 2 games on your home floor and now you got to go away to Miami. Obviously, it's not what you wanted, especially when you had this game right there. You were so close. You basically had this game in your hand, and then you decided to play Grant Williams for way too many minutes, and I guess that's what you get. I don't know. I wish I could be a fly on the wall of the Boston Celtics locker room, because I want to see what they're telling Grant Williams, or what they're not telling him. Like, bro, you lost that game for us. You lost that game for us. All you had to do was keep your mouth shut, and we close out that game. But instead, we're now looking at down 2-0, heading to Miami. And I'm going to tell you right now, the Boston Celtics have looked better on the road this playoffs than they have at home. They have. But the Miami Heat haven't lost at home. And I get it's a stat that really doesn't matter. In the end, it doesn't matter. If the Celtics are going to win a game, they're going to win a game. But they can't split games at the Heat, bro. They can't go down 3-1. They can't. They can't go down 3-0 especially. I guess as of today, we have a Nuggets-Heat finals. And if you told me that 3 weeks ago when the playoffs started that the Heat would be in the finals, I understand it's only 2-0. I get it. Celtics fans, I understand. You guys could easily come back. Not easily, but it's possible. It's possible to come back. But you have to win these next 2 games. But imagine the Heat going to the finals, bro. It's Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and then their next best player is what, Kyle Lowry? Isn't he like 36? And then their next best player after that is apparently Caleb Martin today? I mean, they don't even have Tyler Hero or Victor Oladipo. And Tyler Hero is easily their best scorer. I get in the playoffs that Jimmy Butler is technically their best scorer, but now they're winning games and they're riddled by injuries. I don't get it. They just keep winning. Why do they keep winning? It's one of the craziest runs I've witnessed. Could you imagine if the Heat won the NBA Finals, bro? I really don't think they're going to beat the Nuggets if the Nuggets end up playing them, but could you imagine that? That would be insane. That would be one of the greatest postseason runs of all time. It's already one of the greatest postseason runs in modern NBA history because there's no reason why this team should be in the Eastern Conference Finals up 2-0 right now. Absolutely zero reason. You lost to the Atlanta Hawks in a play-in game, and I guess I'm going to leave it at that. It's impressive. And who knows, maybe in a few days we'll be looking at 2-2, heading back to Boston, and then we'll be really talking about it because I feel like if it gets to that point, the Boston's favorite again. But as of right now, if they don't make, I feel like, some obvious adjustments, the Celtics are done for. And you got to get rid of Grant Williams after that.
Ball blocked by Davis, picked up by Schroeder, saves it to Hachimura. James ahead of the back, goes up.